How you doing, guys? This is BGDINO, and I am the Terror Soldier. Today's review will be on the movie Bring Her Back. But first, let's watch this trailer.
How did you cope with the after you being gone?
I didn't. Is this my new sister and brother, Oliver? Oliver lost his family just like you guys. Needed someone to give him special care. Listen, I've got to tell you a secret. It's like an angel. It's a beautiful angel. It does beautiful things. Listen. Listen. Some people believe the spirit stays in the body for months after death. We can bring her back. Listen.
Bring Her Back begins where we see some kind of cult performing some kind of ceremony, and all you see is they begin to hang, it looks like a young female, and then it immediately cuts off. Then the camera slowly guides you to a bus stop where you meet the young girl Piper. Piper is a young girl that's 90% blind. I'm sorry, I think they said 95% blind. And she's on a bus stop trying to make friends with kids. So you don't really know what's going on at the moment. So then you see her brother walks up, which his name is Andy. And he begins to conversate with her. They joke around. So as they made it home, they realized it was very quiet in the house, which their father was supposed to be in the house. But it never really got to the point of explaining, why would the father be in the house and be quiet? But anyway, so they noticed that it was extremely quiet in the house, and the father's room was closed. So the daughter, the young girl Piper, she began to get concerned, and she asked the brother Andy to go check on their dad. So Andy banged on the door. Nobody responded. So he eventually got a knife out the drawer, and he broke into the bedroom, which he noticed the bathroom door was open and the shower was on. Once he went into the shower, he realized his father was laying on the ground dead. He must have had slipped and fell and hit his head on the shower, and he passed away. I mean, it was a very gruesome scene. Within the first 5 minutes, you watch a young girl or young female of some sort get hung by a coat. Then you go directly into Piper and her brother Andy find their father laying on the floor from the shower. And it was a very gruesome scene. It had me like, jeez. Woo. Oh man. It was a very gruesome scene. I'm going to tell you right now, this is an early spoiler. This is a spoiler review. This movie is disgusting. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you right now before we go any further. This movie is disgusting. So pretty much after that situation happened, social workers and judges appointed Andy and Piper to go live in a foster home. See, Andy, he was 17, 3 months from turning 18, and once he was going to turn 18, he was going to apply for guardianship. But the judge informed him that he has to stay there with Piper at the foster home until he's eligible to apply to be her guardian. Here's where things go extra crazy. So once Andy and Piper got the orders that they have to go to the meet the new foster mom, Andy drove because he was old enough to drive. And like I said, he was only 3 months from being 18 and getting guardianship, so he had to stay there pretty much. So once they got to the new foster mother, you immediately get unease. I mean, she says weird things like, "Do you want to meet my dog?" And by Piper being blind, she don't know. All she wanted was a dog, so she grabbed Piper's hand and put it over towards a dog. It was a dog. It was her old dog. Her dog was dead, and she had it stuffed. I mean, it was so creepy, man. So the brother Andy, he was already picking up creepy vibes. She's saying things crazy to them, cursing, saying little weird slangs to them. And she notified them that she did have a live cat that's running around the house somewhere. And the cat had a funny name. I can't remember the cat's name, but he had a very funny name. So pretty much after she introduced herself, and like I said, she came off very strange, they started hearing something like the cat making a strange noise. So everyone looked out the window, and it was a little boy standing inside of an empty pool. I'm sure you saw that in the trailer. They kept showing a picture of an empty pool. There was a little boy standing in the empty pool, and he's like strangling the cat. So the Andy and Piper were like, "Who the world is that? She didn't tell us there was another kid here." So eventually the foster mom, she explained to them this is a foster child that she has, and he has a lot of issues. He's been mute ever since her daughter. She had a daughter named Kathy that passed away, and she said pretty much the young boy, he's been mute on purpose ever since. That was already red flags. So I'm going to tell you things that's going on, but no particular order. This movie was wild. It's hard to really go in line. So pretty much once the son, Andy, he found his father dead in the shower, he developed a phobia of taking showers inside of a bathroom. I mean, it was a point one time where Andy also developed a wet in the bed problem that he was trying to work on. So of course, you know, if a 17-year-old is wet in the bed, of course he's ashamed of it. So one morning he woke up and he noticed he wet on himself and he wanted to go in the shower, but you know, like I said, he developed a phobia of getting inside of a shower or the bathroom. So when he looked at it, you know, it made the room look all wobbly. You know how they do on movies when somebody that's their version of somebody having a phobia. So he ended up going outside to that water hose and, you know, wash off and stuff like that and put his clothes in the dryer. So let me rewind a little bit. So once they first, like I said, once the foster mom, she got the cat from the little boy that was inside the pool, she showed them where their rooms was at. And once Andy got inside his bedroom, he had his cell phone in his hand and he was texting someone about the little boy that looked creepy or something like that was trying to kill the cat. So the lady, the foster mom, she came in the room while he was there and asked him, did he need any help? And he said no. So he went to go pick up something and she grabbed his cell phone and started looking through it. So he goes crazy and like, push her, give me my cell phone. See, it was a backstory behind that. See, Andy's supposed to have, when he was 8 years old, he had punched his little sister Piper. You know, he was 8 years old when it happened, so he was jealous because his father had just got married. See, Piper was actually his stepsister. He was mad that his father had got married to a different woman and he felt like Piper and everybody got attention. So, you know, little things kids do. So he got in big trouble behind that, and they never let him forget that he punched Piper when he was 8 years old. So she used that to her advantage because she knew about the situation. So pretty much after that, this when things really go off the hinges, probably like within the first or second night. At nighttime when they sleep, the foster mom, she would come in the room and do little weird things to them while they sleep. One particular night, she knew that the guy Andy, the young one Andy, he had a urine problem. So what she did was went and got a cup and I'm talking about a measuring cup, and poured it all on him. I'm like, what the world? She literally squatted and peed into that cup and then poured it on him. That was crazy. Everybody moved there was like, oh my God, what's going on? So then you got many scenes where the little boy that she had adopted, he acts very strange, like he's possessed by something, but nobody really knows what's going on with him. They just think he's just a quiet kid that does weird stuff. Until one day, the foster mother decided to take Piper out of town and left Andy at the house with the other little boy. So something happened where the little boy was locked into the room, locked in his bedroom. So Andy found out the little boy was locked in the bedroom. So he pretty much broke into the room and freed the little boy. So the little boy started doing weird things like running around and going crazy and grabbing knives and chewing on him and cutting his lip up. So he cut his lip up very bad, and Andy got scared because Andy drives. So he went and grabbed the little boy and tried to drive him off the property. Once he got get near the end of the property, he realized that there was a circle around the house, some kind of voodoo stuff, some kind of cult thing, where once they crossed the line, the little boy, he started to snap out of whatever his trance he was in and started talking normal, like, please help me, get me out of here, please help me. And while he's sitting right there talking, then all of a sudden, the foster mother pulled back up, and she had Piper in the car, and she started going crazy, like, why did you bring him across the line, and all kinds of weird stuff going on. So pretty much after that, the foster mother made the decision that she's going to try to turn Piper against Andy. You know, this is not in no particular order, but it's just still going along with the flow. So anyway, she waited till one night while Piper was asleep, and she looked at her, the little girl Piper, the foster mom looked at the little girl Piper, and did like this, and punched the little girl in the eye. Oh my goodness. Now this part right here is so crazy because when I seen this in the movie theater, it was a full house. It was one person that laughed. I'm the only person that laughed at it. I'm like, I felt like I did something wrong. It was hilarious to me. She was looking at it and she just punched the little girl in the eye while she was sleeping right up. I mean, I guess that shouldn't be funny, but it's a movie. I thought it was funny. I mean, people was like so devastated by it. People was devastated through this whole movie. This movie right here, do not eat before you go see it. Do not eat before you go see this movie. There's a good warning right now. I'm giving you a clear warning. Do not eat before you go see this movie. You will get sick. We done had 3-4 people I've seen walk out the theater because they got sick. And this wasn't no phony stuff. This was dead, complete serious. I've seen people literally almost right there inside the theater. I've seen people standing at the door part walking up. This movie right here literally made people sick. I mean, I'm not even kidding. This movie right here was really disgusting. I told you that at the beginning. The foster mother was so crazy, she made this couple right here look like they were sane. This couple right here. You remember them?
Give me the call.
And pretty much after that, a lot of random things started happening. A lot of weird, random things. Like the little boy, he started kirking out one day and started going crazy, and his teeth was already messed up because, like I said, he had cut himself with a knife when Andy was trying to take him out, and he just flipped out and started like biting on a wooden table, and he was like actually eating it. I mean, his teeth was already like breaking as he was eating it, and you can see blood in his mouth, and he ate some of the table. Then he was like, I'm gonna start eating myself. I mean, he started eating his arm. You can see the flesh hanging. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. It made you be like this.
And now with my own nephew, he had succeeded. In the quicksand of organized crime, the only option is retribution.
No joke. No joke. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Even I felt a little queasy in my, not really bad, but I felt, I know, I understand it's a movie, but That's why I love practical effects. When it's horror movies, it's a lot of practical effects. It's not a lot of CGI. Them practical effects are more realistic. I mean, it felt like this was really happening. It felt like this movie was really happening. You know, so basically, the conclusion to the movie was what it is the reason why it's called Bring Her Back was the foster mom. She had a blind daughter also, and some kind of way the daughter fell into that same pool that she was in. The pool the little boy was in trying to kill a cat with no water, but there was water in the pool, and she ended up drowning because I don't think it was some kind of way she couldn't get out and she drowned. So instead of the moms burying her daughter, she went to some kind of cult, and they was trying to teach her like if you get someone else, you could put the soul of your daughter inside someone's body. So what she did was she kidnapped the little boy. I skipped over a lot of part, but I'm getting to the gist of it. She pretty much kidnapped the little boy and put the soul of her daughter into the little boy. So her whole goal was to eventually kill the older brother and put her daughter's soul into Piper. So it got to a scene where little boy Andy, he noticed, like I said, after he realized the little boy was locked in the room, he decided to go and call the police. He went to the police station, told them about the situation. The police station, they didn't really want to believe because they actually knew the foster moms. They said she used to work with them for years. They knew her daughter and everything. So they don't believe she would do something like that. So Andy ended up taking the police officer to the house. It's very predictable what's going to happen. What's going to happen next? Of course, the cop's going to hear something crazy. And by the time she realized what's going on, the foster moms killed her. And this time, she did not only kill her, she injured Andy real bad. She drove a car into both of them. She killed the woman officer instantly. She smashed Andy to the point where he couldn't really move. And he was laying near a puddle of water, and she pretty much drowned him. She killed him. And pretty much after that, once Piper realized that she killed her brother, she revealed to Piper what she was going to plan on doing. She told Piper she was going to drown her inside that pool that her daughter died in with the little boy there so she could transfer the soul into her. And while she was doing it, she had an epiphany, and, you know, because she had her daughter's body locked inside of a freezer. I'm sorry about that part right there. And every now and then the little boy would go munch on the body because that was the way he was trying to rejuvenate. But he couldn't really rejuvenate because her soul wasn't really agreeing with his body. If that makes sense. I'm trying to make sense. So anyway, like I said, she had an epiphany while she was trying to drown Piper to put her daughter in, and she eventually stopped. She couldn't do it. So she eventually let Piper go. The little boy, he was still in the house. He was still there. And he was real, you know, like I said, he would do weird things. And he chased after Piper, and he actually crossed the line. And his soul was starting to come back. His normal soul was starting to come back into him. And like I said, he still was all cut up and things like that. So once Piper got through, she made it to the street, and she hitched a ride with somebody. She's a little girl, so somebody pulled over, and they drove her to the hospital, and she told the police about what's going on. So police came there. They found the other little boy with his soul back. He was back being normal, but he still was all injured because he cut his face up and all the other things he did. And when they came back, the foster mother, she was lying in the pool. She wasn't dead, she was just laying in the pool with her daughter, corpse. And pretty much it went off after that. Let me give my rating. This movie right here, like I said, this movie right here is disgusting. It was a big circle. I mean, the storyline, it didn't really matter because there was so much gore. I can't really call it horror. I can call it a gore fest. It's most definitely what they call it, gore porn. Most definitely gore porn. I mean, you seen the movie Hostel and a couple other movies, it's like they just grab buckets of blood and just throw it, and fake guts and skin, and it was disgusting. So let me give my immediate reaction and my rating. My immediate reaction is weird.a.f. My reaction is disgusting AF, weird AF. creepy AF. They're disgusting AF. That's gonna be my rating for the day. It ain't gonna be no 5 out of 5 terror dome soldiers today on this movie. This is what my review is gonna be. And that is my rating. BGDINO. I might have to do 2 reviews on this movie. So alright guys, that's my rating. That's what I'm giving it. That's what I'm giving this movie. That's my rating. It wasn't a bad movie, you know. Like I said, if you like that kind of stuff, if you like them gore fest, not necessarily horror, but a lot of carnage and flesh being ripped and stuff like that, and not really a great storyline, then hey, it's for you. It's not for everybody. So be conscious. Please don't take kids to see that. Do what you want as a parent, but I'm telling you right now, kids will have nightmares for years of this movie right here. Grown people are going to have nightmares for years. When I left the movie theater, I had to like take a deep breath. I'm like, oh man, it's a whole lot. It's pretty messy. It's pretty bloody and it's pretty gory. So let me give my honorable mentions. Shout out to the Dante Show Network. Shout out to June 5th. Shout out to Miss Forensic. Shout out to Miss Jersey. Her channel is Forensic8888. She does movie reviews like myself, and she also does book reviews. This is BGDINO, the Terror Dome Soldier. See how this movie got me all shook up? I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Salute, and see you next time, guys.